Today we are going to discuss about Redis Cache implementation with Spring Boot. So let's check out to my IntelliJ. So this is the first component is pom.xml. Here I am using 3.5.11 version of Spring Boot. Java 17 I am using, and these many dependencies I am using. The first dependency is starter web to exposing the endpoints. The second is starter data Redis to implementation Redis cache. The third one is starter data JPA, which is to interact with the database. So the next one is a test, which is optional. And the next one is MySQL connector J to connect with MySQL. We are working with the MySQL, so that is why we are added this. And the last one is a Lombok. So let's come out to next component is uh, application.ml. Here we are mentioning some configurations. This is Redis related configuration. I'm using the port 6379. Host is localhost, and database connection URL and username and password. And the next one is this is my customer service, which is empty, and this is my customer controller. Before that, I have implemented the Redis cache in Docker. So let's start my Redis server. So this is my Docker run command to start the Redis server. If you see my Docker Redis server is started. Okay. Now what I will do, I will create some endpoints and try to implement cache by using Redis server. So let's start. First, I have one repository, which is inventory repository. I will do some CRUD operation with that inventory. So let's start. First, I will try to get that inventory. Public inventory. First, I will try to get inventory. I am passing this ID, and here I will try to fetch that find by ID, passing the ID or else throw. This line will get that inventory and return it from that service method. Before that, what I will do, I will add that cacheable. Some value I need to add inventory, and I will pass the key name for the unique identifier. Now the next one is I will do here is I will try to update that inventory. So this is that cache put. The same value I will pass here. Key will be the same. ID. Here I will create one method which is returning the inventory and creating the method update inventory. And here I will add that long ID and I will pass the integer quantity, the new quantity. So what I will do here is I will get that inventory object This is inventory repository, find by ID, and what I will do, I will set the new quantity, or get quantity. What I will do, I will minus that current quantity. Save inventory. What I will do is I will return that latest one. Third one is I will delete that cache while doing the delete call. So what annotation I need to do? Cache it. The same value I need to pass here. Then E will be the same. Public. Here I will just return that string, or I will make it void. I don't want to return anything. I will pass that ID return, not return. Just simply I will delete that inventory. Delete by ID. So here I have created three third operations. First is a cacheable, the second is cache await, cache put, and third one is cache await. So I will create similar endpoints for these service methods. So let's see. First I will do the post method. In post mapping, what I will do, I will mention that nothing but update inventory. Okay, into that I want to add some path variables. First I will add ID, then I will add quantity. Where I will return the response entity of that inventory object. Into this, what I will import that path variables. First is that ID, which is long ID. The second path variable is quantity, values quantity, which is of integer type. Okay, so what I will try to do, I will return that response entity from here. New response entity. The first object will be customer service store date inventory, and what I will do, I will pass the ID and quantity. HTTP status log. So this is my first endpoint I have exposed. The second, similarly, I will expose this second one. The get value, get inventory, ID, public response entity. I will return of the inventory object. Then let's copy this. So this is just, but I will return this responsibility of that get method. Customer service dot get inventory, and it is taking the ID, HTTP status dot. Then this third one is delete. I will use the delete mapping. Leave inventory, similarly ID. I will pass response entity of that string type. Simply I will return the string of success. Delete inventory. So what I will do here is I will copy this path variable and paste it here. And I will simply, I just call this method to delete and return the success. Okay. So I need to do here is success, then HTTP status of. Okay. So these three endpoints I have created, and let's see how the cache will work. My cache server is also started. If you see here in my Docker, so let's start that server and see how the behaviors like. Okay, my server is started. It is in 8080. Let's start. Okay, so this is my get inventory. Okay, if you see here is my quantity is 500 and product is 3001 and category is electronics and ID is 502 because I'm passing the 50. Let's see. If you see here is the query is fired. First time it will get the data from the database and let's track them. Second time I will hit the request. Let's see. If you see here, nothing is fired from the database. It will get the data from the cache. Okay. If I will delete like this, again I will do it. No query is fired. Okay. So this is my get inventory on 502. So let's update that quantity. Post I am using and quantity, suppose I am using the 2 in that update inventory. Okay, let's try that. If you see here is my current quantity is 498 and this is the ID. If you see here is my query is fired. Okay, first it will get the data from the database and then it will update that quantity. So now I will remove this and try to again fetch that inventory. Let's see. If you see here is we are getting the update data, but no query is fired. If you see here is no queries fired. So, so what is the use of cache put? What it will do, it will update the quantity and save it, update into the cache as well. So no new query will be fired on the get call. Let's delete that. Mm, okay, delete inventory on 502. Current quantity is 498. So let's delete that. Okay, so I need to use delete HTTP method. If you see here is success. I am simply getting that delete from inventory where ID is 502. And if I will try to fetch that, even that, yeah, 500 error because the data is not found. So what cache it will do, it will delete that data from that cache as well. And this line is deleting that data from the database. So this is the three main annotations which are used in Redis cache. In in every cache, we are using the cache. This annotation is provided by the Spring, and we are just using that Redis server to cache it. So this is that topic for the today. Yeah, I hope you liked it. Thank you for watching. Thank you.